right, guys, are you ready to get your drone on? Well, let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, guys, this is insane. The mystery drone situation is nuts. There's so much material to go over. I could make 5 videos just on what I'm seeing right now. And, we're still in the fog of war on all this. By the time this gets posted, there will be updated information invalidating some of this or expanding upon some of it. But here's what I'm seeing right now. So let's go over it. Lou Elizondo says, I sympathize with the New Jersey officials, the guys that were going to those briefings and not getting any information. Let's not forget that this is also occurring in Virginia, Maryland, D.C., California, etc., and Louisiana, Texas. It's all over, guys. How this current administration can claim there is no threat to national yeah, Benny is agreeing with Lou. How this current administration can claim there is no threat to national security when they don't know what, who, how, and why is egregious. Now, I tend to agree with Lou. I mean, you can't just say it's not a threat and then say, hey, we don't know what it is or who's doing it, right? But I don't like that Lou is continuing to be the threat narrative here. But hey, it's hard to argue that this isn't an incursion in our airspace. And if you want to look up the definition of incursion, that's the cryptocurrencies. Okay, yeah. Dick Algar was recommending blockchain currencies. I thought I'd check that out. I've got one Bitcoin I've got $1,000 in Bitcoin. I don't have a Bitcoin. That'd be nice. Benny agrees. But yeah, an incursion, an invasion or attack, especially a sudden or brief one. A hostile entrance into a territory, which I guess is what we're looking at. But it's not even necessarily hostile, but it is definitely an uninvited entrance into our territory. So could that be a threat? Well, it's obviously a potential threat, but it could also be the phenomenon just trying to wake us up, trying to get attention, get eyes on it, and then to get more and more anomalous as it goes along, until at last people are forced to realize that we are sharing this cosmos with something much more interesting than mainstream reporting would suggest, right? So, but let's go on. Oh, and I did want to add that, if the phenomenon has been here all along, then we may not even consider it an incursion, right? This could be more their planet than our planet, and they're certainly not going to recognize our laws and our airspace, right? So, calling it a threat is probably not as helpful as it could be, but, his point is well made. The lawmakers can't, say it's not a threat and then say we don't know who's doing it, right? Staten Island lawmakers demand action over drone activity. They did. They had this briefing, this press conference, and I'll just play a little bit of it.
20 years ago, they filmed War of the Worlds on Staten Island. And now we feel like we're characters in that movie. What is happening is outrageous. Thousands of drones and unmanned aerial systems flying above us, and our government is not telling us who's operating them and for what purpose. I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on. As Vito says, this is creating havoc. People are confused, they're concerned, they have anxiety, they don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of theories that are out there. And the best way to address this is to just be honest and tell the American people what is going on.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? And she's certainly not the only one saying this. It's just, really, really frustrating that they are not being transparent at all about what's going on.
But frankly, Dana, I don't even care at this point if it's some big U.S. government conspiracy or if this is in fact adversarial drones flying. I'm more concerned about the lack of transparency on behalf of our federal government and their inability to even want to alleviate the public's concerns at all.
Right. I mean, people want to know what the hell's going on, and they aren't saying boo about it. They're saying what it's not. They're saying it's not a foreign nation. Now, they could be saying that to make us feel better about it. Like, oh, we've got this covered, guys. Don't worry about it. Go about your business. But it's looking to me less and less likely that it is indeed a foreign nation, if that was ever really a plausible scenario at all. Here is another New Jersey mayor who went to that meeting, having to drive, 2 hours or whatever to get there, and then was told bubkus.
I understand that 2 days ago on Wednesday, you met with some law enforcement on a briefing. You have said you came back from that meeting very disappointed. Can you elaborate?
Good afternoon. So they did say we have to tell you this in person. So we drove down 2 hours to get there. They took us 45 minutes late. We had to go to 2 checkpoints. And what they said is, before you leave, we will tell you everything that we know. And I quote, "It's nothing. We don't know where they're coming from, where they're going to. What we know is that they are about a size of a small car, and they hover for about 6 hours. But and they don't have any frequency that they can catch. So tell you."
Yeah, we don't know who they are, what they are. Their technology is weird. We don't understand it. It gets weirder and weirder. There is a potential crash or landing in Hillsbury Township in New Jersey. Investigators are probing a potential drone landing. And I heard there was something also in somebody's backyard. Maybe this is it.
Well, several agencies are involved in an investigation in Hillsborough, New Jersey, as to a possible drone landing that happened yesterday. The search is ongoing right now in an area between or just off of Route 206 in Hillsborough near Falcon Road, and we can see a staging area by Somerset County hazardous material units, some other county officials, as well as Hillsborough agencies as well. We also understand the FBI is aware of the incident. Again, this is a search ongoing. It is primarily happening in a wooded area just adjacent to a shopping center, again in the area of Route 206 in Falcon Road. At this point, officials are not able to make any other statements as to the status of this investigation and what details that are known at this time and what they're able to share. But there we can see some of the firefighters that have been walking around in an area, again, just off of Route 206 near Falcon Road. We have seen them doing basically a wide area search on foot, as well as several all-terrain vehicles.
Yeah, so there's another one that was said to be in somebody's backyard. Hard to tell if some of these are being conflated. Pilots are seeing something. It's unclear if this is really part of the drone phenomenon or if this is more of a classic UFO. It's way up in the sky, like 50,000 feet. And these mystery drone things are much lower, but it is around the same time. So, is it part of the same pattern of the mystery drones, or is this something else? And UFOs have, there's always UFO sightings, and sometimes pilots do see them and encounter them. It's interesting, this pilot was being advised to go around them.
Red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
This is Joe communicating with air traffic control while he was piloting that live flight call to the North Bend, Coos Bay area. And the UFO in question, if you look closely on your screen, that little red dot that floats in and out of the video.
That was the one that was at our altitude that would come up to us and sit for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then it would go back out over the ocean, over the horizon.
He and his crew witnessed this mysterious object continue this odd behavior for more than 20 miles away for about 20 minutes total. This came after a United Airlines flight reported seeing similar mysterious objects zipping through the sky, ranging between 30,000 and 50,000 feet in altitude.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. They're all altitudes, up and down. Pretty crazy.
One researcher suggests it's a light bouncing off a Starlink satellite over the Pacific Ocean, catching the eye of pilots, something that's reportedly happened before. But Joe says this ain't that.
I don't think Starlink, like I said, satellites don't typically change directions. But then again, I could be wrong, but I honestly don't think it was. I've never.
Yeah, I don't know. I am not a Starlink satellite light bouncing expert, but let me know what you guys think. It's just crazy stuff, guys. It's crazy. Yeah, here's another, a sighting of something.
What do you see?
Two lights.
Two lights? I only see one.
And they're together.
Really?
Yeah, you can kind of see it moving and changing direction. Now, is this a drone or a mystery drone? Is this an orb or just a classic anomalous orb? Is this an orb that might have looked like a mystery drone 10 minutes earlier, or it might look like a mystery drone 10 minutes later, if indeed that one video showing these things changing shape is legit? Some people aren't buying it, but that lady was seeing these things several days in a row doing just that. So either she's shining us on, or that's all a hoax, or that's possible. I would like to see some corroboration on that. Other videos showing that, so I wouldn't say that's in any way definitive, but definitely very, very interesting. People are seeing these things. Yeah, there is a recommendation for encountering a downed UAV, an unmanned aerial vehicle, or a mystery drone in this case. Downed. This is an intelligence bulletin, New Jersey Division of Fire Safety. So I guess this is for the firefighters if they encounter these things. Like in that case we just saw with the possible landed or crashed mystery drone. They should not be approached. Utilize the emergency response guidebook. Guide 111 to establish isolation and evacuation distances. Fire service members should utilize full PPE with SCBA when establishing the isolation and evacuation distances and not re-enter the zones once established. Notify local law enforcement and the FBI. Request the NJSP Hazardous Materials Response Unit and call local hazmat team. So are they expecting, request the nearest bomb squad. So are they expecting these things to carry nuclear payloads? Are they thinking this is a terrorist attack of some sort, or an enemy attack, an adversarial, nation, launching some sort of attack? If so, why have they not launched that attack yet? Why are they saying definitively that it's not an adversarial nation doing this? Is this a domestic terror cell with fancy high-tech, drones that we can't track and trace? That they're refusing to be transparent on? Does that make a lot of sense? Or is this because these might be anomalous objects with exotic technology that can have health consequences to people? And also they don't want people getting their hands on this technology and publishing it, potentially. Or because there is a narrative going around right now, Jon Stewart and others have talked about this, that maybe these drones are, ours, black budget drones that are on the hunt for terrorists or some adversarial power that is about to launch some sort of imminent attack. And that's what all this activity is about, is that these drones are protecting us from this possible attack. But if so, why be on guard against nuclear material from these drones unless they're drones going up against other drones that do have dangerous technology or material on them? It's so weird, guys. It's hard to wrap your head around. We don't have enough information. They're not giving us any information. Senator Andy Kim, New Jersey senator, actually saw one of these things himself. Last night I went out with local police to spot drone flying over New Jersey. Here's what I saw. We drove to Round Valley Reservoir and the officer pointed the lights moving low over the tree line. Sometimes they were solid white light, others flashed of red and green. Here's the footage that he took. See these lights in the sky.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. We getting taken.
And the senator is saying this is, these are mystery drones, whatever they are. Lights in the sky, hard to tell at this distance. They do seem to be blinking, like these things have been doing. Like the mystery drone, because, there's a distinction between mystery drones and, known anomalous vehicles, because we still don't know what these things are. It's always possible that there could be some mundane human explanation to these things, or at least some party, the party responsible for them could have some high tech, right? Some UFO control group kind of tech. Always possible that it could be something like that. Here's more of that. Ross Coulthart sharing that the pilot seeing these things. Mystery drone seen in Temecula, California. I said that right.
Dirk saw over his Temecula backyard yesterday evening.
Temecula.
But he's not the only one who saw it. There are multiple social media videos just like his from South Riverside County. And listen closely. Witnesses say whatever it was didn't make a sound.
I think the public has a right to know what is flying above the skies and what the purpose is. We saw two that came directly overhead our backyard in South Temecula here, and then we've seen a bunch across the horizon.
I looked up because it was coming now right over top of me, and it was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
Melinda Peters saw them last night too in Temecula, which is a mountain range away from Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, sometimes they don't make any noise. Sometimes they sound like drones with rotor noises. Sometimes they sound like planes high in the air making loud plane noises. So maybe their default mode is actually silent, which sounds pretty anomalous, right? Propulsion that we don't understand. It's crazy, guys.
Well, Andrea, we know very little about these drones, which is the problem. We don't know who is sending them, who's controlling them, whether they are spying, whether they are sighting targets for future action. We have no idea the purpose of these drones, who's controlling them, and whether they are putting the American people at risk.
Well, that was helpful, Kirsten.
Pentagon has denied a claim made by a Republican New Jersey congressman that, quote, an Iranian mothership is behind these drones.
Yeah, that's already been debunked, I think, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's Iran. I don't think it's... Yeah, here's a pilot reporting this in Oregon. That's probably the one we just saw. But yeah, here's a good look at one, potentially, if not BS. But check out the blinking light. Looks like a dressed up, gussied up drone with, decked out for Christmas, trying to get attention. But, is this BS? Is that a real drone? Who knows, guys? Who knows? But yeah, it just goes on and on. That's not related. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker on the unidentified drones in New Jersey.
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about them.
Are you hearing from constituents?
Yes, I am. And elected leaders.
Are you expected to be briefed today?
I hope so. Again, I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear. We should know what's going on over our skies, and I've asked for a lot more information.
So let's talk.
Well, we definitely need more information, guys. I mean, what the hell is going on? Is it, black budget, technology looking for some sort of invader or terrorist attack? Is it the phenomenon, letting us know not to, start World War III? Is it the phenomenon trying to wake us up and provide some sort of disclosure event? Is it something else altogether, guys? There's so many possibilities. I probably need to make a separate video going through all the possibilities these things could be. Things I've been hearing. Is it Operation Bluebeam? Is it something like that? Always possible. That seems to be what Stephen Greer is saying. Anyway, it's just so weird, guys. Let me know what you think about it all. Either way, it does seem like there is a consensus among the politicians that they are not getting the information they need. They don't know what the hell is going on. Nobody, in the mainstream knows what the hell is going on. I imagine there are some UFO control group people that know a lot more about what's going on. Maybe they're doing something about it. Maybe it's them doing it. Maybe it's a black, ops kind of thing, but it's starting to look more and more anomalous. It's hard to imagine why a dozen to 30 black ops drones would be following a Coast Guard lifeboat, which was one of the stories that has come out. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe you can help me make sense of that. But to me, that seems more anomalous, as does so much of this other stuff. So let me know your thoughts on it. It could go any way at this point. We don't have enough information. Politicians look like they're at least pushing for more information. So I guess that's encouraging that they're calling out the lack of transparency. So good, I guess. Maybe we will shortly get a statement from the president or somebody else. Maybe by the time you see this video, we will have already gotten that. But in the meantime, we're in the fog of war trying to see through it with the best searchlights we've got. So, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Merch store. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and they often get to see videos hours before everybody else. There's plenty of other videos in the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.